Hello and welcome to the Channel 1 Newsroom from our studios at number 5, Owula Hansen Lane at Tesano. I'm Frema Edunyame. Coming up. New Patriotic Party NPP gets all 5 aspirants to sign peace pact ahead of January 31 presidential primary.
Let your campaigns be fair, competitive, but respectful. Ours is a tradition that rejects fear, insults, intimidation, and bitterness.
President Mahama tells Ghana's economy turnaround at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland.
From a debt-distressed, crisis-ridden economy, we've achieved an impressive turnaround with a stable macroeconomy characterized by single-digit inflation, a strengthened currency, and increased business confidence.
Owners of homes demolished in the Effutu municipality in 2022 demand compensation.
Justice aboying from 2022 into Nama Yabe PMO court and then into Abikura Yashushe.
Ghana Private Road Transport Union arrests 20 drivers in 2 days for charging unapproved fares.
From here, we're giving them to the police, or local police, to prosecute them and then we continue. I believe what is going on, they are aware, they are hearing of it. So if it will be better,
in Channel 1 Business. AB and David 2026 Crystal Ball predicts a global economic and military force. And in Channel 1 Sports. Sports Minister says a review of the Black Stars budget for the World Cup qualifier saved the nation some $700,000. Many thanks for staying with us. Now in our first story, the 5 presidential aspirants of the New Patriotic Party, NPP, have signed a peace pact ahead of the party's presidential election scheduled for January 31, 2026. The well-attended event was aimed at fostering unity within the party after the primaries. Jude Duncan was at the signing ceremony and has more in the following report.
Speaking at the peace pact signing ceremony, the General Secretary of the party, Justin Kodua Frimpong, commended members of the Presidential Elections Committee and the National Executive Committee for their professionalism throughout the ongoing presidential primaries campaign. The Inspector General of Police, Christian Tete Yohuno, disclosed plans to deploy a minimum of 70 police personnel to each voting center to ensure security during the polls. He, however, noted that the security arrangements in the Boku area will be handled by the military.
We have been able to make our operational plans. We have met all our regional commanders who are responsible for these areas where these elections will take place. We have gone over all the preparations over and ready to go to the field. In the section of Boku, that is the area that we may need the support of the military.
Taking a stand, the minority leader Alexander Apenyomakin reminded the rank and file of the party of the need to remain united in their quest to wrest political power from the NDC.
A house divided at the grassroots and in the leadership ranks cannot be a formidable opposition in parliament. Every time party actors choose internal sabotage over solidarity, they blunt the sharp edge of the minority's oversight. When committees need unified backing to investigate corruption, when critical votes demand tight coordination, and when national crises call for clear, united voice, internal fractures translate into parliamentary weakness. Let no one deceive themselves. The divisions surrounding this primary go beyond party offices. They risk crippling the mighty minority's collective and effective ability to check the Mahama administration.
Former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo also urged aspirants to remain committed to the ideals and collective interests of the party, regardless of the outcome of the January 31 internal elections.
So I charge all of you, this peace pact must not only be signed, it must be lived. Over the remaining days, let your campaigns be firm but fair, competitive but respectful. Ours is a tradition that rejects fear, insults, intimidation, and bitterness. Loyalty to individuals must never supersede loyalty to the party. After the primaries, there must be one party, one direction, one destiny.
Let's now get more on the signing of the Peace Pact. And Chairman of the National Elections Committee for the NPP, the Honourable Joseph Osei-Wusu, joins us via phone. Thank you very much, Honourable, for your time.
Very well.
Right, now share with us the significance of the signing of the Peace Pact today.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question? It looks like it's breaking a little.
Right, so I want to know the significance of the signing of the Peace Pact.
Very well, thank you. The significance is one for the contestants to acknowledge that the process so far has been fair, transparent, and inclusive. Two, for the contestants to assure the party that they will accept the results as declared by the EC and that they will pledge to support whoever emerges the winner and campaign with the particular person declared or who wins the candidate, win the candidacy and become the presidential candidate for the New Patriotic Party. We also believe that such assurances strengthen the base of the party, making them believe that whomever they want, they could vote for without suffering any consequences. So basically, that was the essence of the peace accord.
Now, people say these pacts really are unnecessary sometimes because it solves nothing, because aspirants and their supporters will go ahead to do whatever they want anyway. I don't know what your reaction will be to this.
To be frank with you, you're right. If a person opts out of the party, you can't force him in. All you do is hope that those who are signing this agreement will be true to their word and will show honor by abiding by the words and the commitments in the peace accord.
Now, at today's event, we saw one of the aspirants, specifically Kennedy Japan, raising some issues. You care to share these with us?
Oh my God, your line is breaking. I hardly heard anything. I'm sorry if you can. I'm not sure whether you can hear me clearly.
Well, I can hear you. You may want to reposition so we can hear you clearly.
I entered my house. I've come out now, but it's even getting worse. I don't know what the problem. But can you repeat the question for me, please?
So at the event today, we saw the Honourable Kennedy Japan raise some concerns, and we want to know what exactly his issues are.
Oh, okay. Yes. When all the others were signing, my attention was drawn to the fact that Honourable Kennedy Japan was hesitating. So I went to inquire because we had given copies of the agreement to each of them about 2 days before this day. So I was surprised about any new development. However, he pointed out to me that the part that requires them to commit that they will accept the results, he has an issue with it because going round this time round, he has heard at one of the constituencies that in that constituency he got 3 votes, but what was recorded was 0. And so if any such thing happens again, should we expect him to accept it? And I drew his attention that when we met with the Electoral Commission, his representative brought up that same matter. And the Electoral Commission asked them whether they complained to them as the Electoral Commission. It appeared they had not. So the EC assured them that if any complaint was brought to their attention, that any misconduct or any untoward conduct had been exhibited by any of his staff at any of the polling stations, he will not hesitate to cancel the election. After that, I also affirmed that any conduct that undermines the integrity of the election for that particular polling station will cancel the results. Subsequent to that, I had granted an interview to the GNA and have made the same point. Yesterday, I appeared before PM Express, and I made the same point emphatically. So there's no reason to worry. That was when he proceeded to sign the document.
Very well. Now, generally, how prepared is the party for January 31?
On our part, we are very set. We are also relying on two state agencies. The police have assured us that they are heavily prepared and set for it. The Electoral Commission is fully set. They have appointed their district officers to be in charge of each of the polling stations. As we speak now, printing of the ballots are ongoing, and each of the presidential contestants have their agents on site, making sure that everything is according to us we have organized and put on paper. So beyond any human failings, I could say we are 100% set.
Very well. Honorable Joe Osei will say thank you very much for your time and all the best.
Thank you so much.
Let's also stay with politics, and the wife of the late Ayawaso East Member of Parliament, Hajia Amina Adam, has announced her intention to contest the upcoming by-election following the death of her husband, Muhammad Nasser Toure. The Electoral Commission EC on January 16, 2026 declared that a parliamentary by-election for the Ayawaso East constituency will be held on Tuesday, March 3, 2026, after the seat became vacant due to the passing of the legislator. In accordance with Article 1125 of the 1992 Constitution, the EC is required to conduct a by-election to fill such vacancies. In a statement issued on Thursday, Hajia Amina Adam said her decision was influenced by calls from constituents, grassroots members and elders of the constituency to step into her late husband's role. She added that although the decision comes at a difficult time, she was heeding the counsel of her community, including chiefs, imams and youth leaders. Already, Ghana's High Commissioner to Nigeria, Baba Jamal, has declared his intention to contest the party's primaries in the constituency. Now, turning our attention to the seat of government, President John Mahama has touted Ghana's economic turnaround at the Accra Reset Davos convening on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum annual meeting in Switzerland. He says the country has rebounded from a debt distress crisis to a more stable economy, citing single-digit inflation, a stronger currency and improved business confidence as key indicators of the recovery. President Mahama attributed the progress to fiscal discipline, a reduced size of government, reforms to curb corruption and debt renegotiation.
Restoring hope, and we're building systems that work. In my first year of being back in office, we've shown that democracy works, and that change is possible when leadership is focused and accountable to the people. From a debt-distressed, crisis-ridden economy, we've achieved an impressive turnaround with a stable macroeconomy characterized by single-digit inflation, a strengthened currency, and increased business confidence. But here's what keeps me up at night. Ghana's success alone is not enough. However admirable Ghana's turnaround story is, we cannot be a jewel in the debt. We must work together as Africa. We must knit together the patchwork of success stories. And that is why we're here in Davos today, to take what's working across many countries in Africa and the Global South and scale it up across other countries, to move from resetting one country to resetting the entire development model for the global south.
Owners of about 20 houses demolished under the supervision of the Effutu Municipal Assembly in 2022 are demanding compensation and justice. The affected residents say they are struggling to rebuild their homes after what they describe as unlawful demolition. Our Central Regional Correspondent, Akwesiado, reports.
On September 16, 2022, the Effutu Municipal Assembly, under the leadership of the former Municipal Chief Executive, Alhaji Kasim Zubeiru, carried out a demolition exercise at Pretuetri. About 20 houses at different stages of completion were completely pulled down. Following a Channel 1 news report on the incident, the then Central Regional Minister, Marigold Hassan, set up a committee to investigate the demolition. The committee concluded that the exercise was unlawful as it was not backed by any court order. Recently, the former MCE, Kasim Zubeiru, who is listed as the third defendant, filed a motion for the case to be transferred to the High Court in Jinjanadze, Winneba, citing proximity reasons. The affected property owners, who described the move as a deliberate delay tactic, have expressed frustration. Those who lost their homes say it has become difficult to reconstruct, while those who operated businesses say their livelihoods have been severely affected.
Justice aboying from 2022 into nama yabe PMO court and then into adekura yeshwe justice and yentokwa intine wa.
Speaking after court proceedings, lawyer for the affected owners, Kofi Yafado, told Channel 1 News that his clients are unhappy with the delays and are calling for expedited action.
What happened today was that the judge, the assembly has now filed their opposition to our application. So the judge has given us 17th February to come back for him to hear the application and make a decision. We want an early decision because we believe that the assembly doesn't have any difference at all to the claim that we are making.
For the Channel 1 Newsroom, I am Akwesiado, Winneba, Central Region.
The Ghana Private Road Transport Union GPRTU Task Force has arrested 6 drivers operating on the Sotum, Kwashiman and Odoko routes in Accra for charging unapproved fares. The GPRTU a few days ago announced plans to deploy a task force on the streets to monitor and sanction drivers engaging in unlawful practices amid complaints of vehicular shortages. There is more in this report.
On Thursday, 6 commercial bus drivers and their conductors were arrested and sent to Odoko police station to ascertain whether they belong to any recognized union. Officials at the Odoko station called on metropolitan and district assemblies to grant permits for commercial vehicle operations only after proof of membership with a local GPRTU. Some drivers blame their actions on what they described as high daily sales targets imposed by vehicle owners.
It pressure in our Gina spare parts so and the pressure so it says now for the demand say yeah and compress as can a man yes or medical.
It's very high. I don't want to 5:30 to 6 go to a police meeting or do 10 cities. On another one, yes, I do 50 cities. You say go up and you can you see 100 cities?
The National GPRTU Guard Commander Drummond Echo Gazy said the arrested drivers will be handed over to the police for prosecution.
From here, we're giving them to the police, or local police, to prosecute them and then we continue. I believe what is going on, they are aware, they are hearing of it. So if it will be better, they must stop, else we'll read them out.
Meanwhile, commercial motorcycle operators have expressed mixed reactions to the ongoing shortage of public transport vehicles in the capital. While many commuters continue to struggle to find commercial vehicles to their destinations, some riders say the situation has boosted their business. The transport shortage has resulted in long queues and extended travel times, especially during peak hours, leaving commuters frustrated. Channel 1 News' Sarah Pia has more.
For several weeks, commuters in Accra have faced daily difficulties in securing public transport during rush hours. Many are forced to wait for long periods as they compete for the limited number of vehicles available. Although government has promised to introduce more buses to ease the pressure, commuters say conditions on the ground remain largely unchanged. Channel 1 News therefore explored alternative means of transport, particularly commercial motorcycles, to find out whether the situation has created new opportunities for operators.
To be frankly speaking, I can't say they are patronizing the Okada during those times. Even this problem is like it started before Christmas, ending of November. They'll be at the bus stop, no car, but we'll be here. But they are not coming. They are not coming.
Some riders, on the other hand, say they are benefiting from the situation.
Business, Kopapa, Mindadao, Kaun de Ayedi. I'm a business there. See, I fit an opposition. I'm a veterans. We are surviving. We are trying.
So business is good.
Yeah.
Bobe say 5 am upon but omo night no omo nye adwuma pa. Ana say no papa excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Despite these perceived advantages, some commuters say commercial motorcycles are not an option they are willing to consider.
Okada. Oh, no. Okada is not safe.
Why?
Okada. See how they pass through cars and all that. It's not safe at all.
Nowadays, you don't give any helmet. They just make you sit on it and then they go. So it's very unsafe. They have to educate them on how to use the road, because how they use the road is very bad.
While some commercial motorcycle operators say that business is now booming, some commuters are still hesitant to patronize their services due to safety concerns and are thereby urging authorities to ensure the strict enforcement of safety regulations. Reporting for Channel 1 News, I am Sarah Apia.
The Vice Chairperson of the Parliamentary Select Committee on Environment, Science and Technology, John Darko, is calling for the implementation of a 200-meter buffer zone between mining concessions and residential communities. He said environmental and public health concerns arising from mining activities in nearby settlements must be taken seriously by authorities. There's more in the following report by Ashanti Regional Correspondent Tofik Mohammed.
Speaking to journalists during the committee's working visit to Angagold Ashanti in Obuasi on January 21, 2026, John Darkon said the current 100-meter buffer zone is inadequate, especially considering that blasting activities require a safety distance of up to 500 meters. He explained that a 200-meter buffer zone will better protect human lives, noting that the existing 100-meter recommendation was based on an earlier study on settlement around mining concessions.
100 meters to such a facility is too close, because generally when it comes to blasting mines, they give that by 500, which is supposed to help the communities. If it's just facility like that, if it's not blasting, I believe that the 100 meters may not be too okay, maybe 200 meters from the facility.
The ranking member of the Parliamentary Select Committee on Environment, Science and Technology, Professor Amza Adam, also expressed concern about AGA's overall approach to climate change mitigation and environmental management at the Obuasi mines.
They were not able to demonstrate to us concretely how they are taking steps to mitigate climate change, of which we pointed out to them that they must pay attention to that.
He added that the committee will engage the Environmental Protection Authority, EPA, to ensure strict enforcement of environmental regulations. Responding to the concerns raised by the committee, the senior manager in charge of environment at Angagold Ashanti Obuasi Mines, Owusu Ansah George, said the company has a comprehensive climate change policy and is implementing several interventions to address environmental issues.
AGAG Obuasi Mine are doing significant aspects, portions of it, to make sure
that the climate order we all ascribe to, we are all safeguarding it.
This is a Channel 1 newsroom, still to come. AB and David 2026 crystal ball predicts a global economic and military force. We'll be right back. Do stay.
As the days come and go, there's always shit. Let colleagues explore all the planetary bodies. Our mission is in Uranus to treat hemorrhoids, anal fistula, anal fissure, anal incontinence, hydradenitis suppurativa, using laser ligature for pain-free and speedy recovery. On Uranus Street, Accra, is Main Tuber Hospital and Coloproctology Center. Trust Uranus with us and we will delight you. Visit Main Tuber Hospital today or call us on 0244 581 541.
Hundreds of entries have poured in from communities all across the country, and the energy is off the charts. The quest to uncover the most deserving stories has kicked into high gear. Stay tuned for the thrilling reveal and the grand celebration of our esteemed 10 Channel 1 TV community legends. Only on Channel 1 TV.
You're welcome back. Up next is Channel 1 Business with Na Shika Caesar. Lady in pink. How you
Lady
doing?
in polka dress
I
yellow.
know, right? Please go ahead with what's in business.
Right. Now in business, the year 2026 will be shaped by 5 major global orders, with a dominant economic order determining control over production and an evolving military order set to redefine geopolitics and global trade. This outlook was shared by senior partner at AB and David Africa, David Ofosu-Dorte, at the firm's 2026 Crystal Ball event, where he described the coming year as the year of the fire horse. David Ofosu-Dorte said the convergence of these forces will trigger significant shifts in business strategy, investment flows and governance, with wide-ranging implications for Africa and the global economy.
There are 2 other orders which are going to emerge beginning 2026. The second is the economic order. The economic order is the power to control many things, including production, and to have money, and to have that which enables you become the entity or the country that people report to. And that was America. That is fast being lost. The real emerging economic order, obviously, is China. There were talk that China will overtake America's economy in 2050. For those of you who are regular at Crystal Ball in 2017, I made a prediction that that would be by 2030, and I still stick to that prediction. And just for the avoidance of doubt, China has already overtaken America in terms of purchase power parity. It is only when you measure GDP that America is the largest economy. Then there is a third order, the resources order. Those who control resources, and resources comes in 2 forms. One is the natural resources, and the other is the production and value addition resources.
Now, the Oil Palm Development Association of Ghana has issued a 2-week ultimatum to government to clamp down on the smuggling of palm oil into the local market, warning that failure to act will trigger nationwide demonstrations by players across the value chain. There's more in the following report by Daniel Sakiti.
The association says the influx of smuggled oil has saturated the domestic market, significantly reducing demand for locally produced oil and eroding revenues for producers.
This smuggling market is affecting us for years.
Still, our promoters have never thought down to shut down the premises. But now the situation is coming in that we are really finding ourselves hard to survive. And if we do not do the production, it's a human being that the workers get worried. Workers get worried to the extent whether their employment will be safe or it will not be safe.
We've engaged GRA, we've engaged customs, we've even engaged the FDA at different levels. At one point in time, we had to put together a task force together with the GRA and customs to go to the market for them to see what is actually happening on the ground. We had reason and causes to confiscate some of them. Of course, we do not have the power as an OBDAC to keep them. It has to go to government. Now ask me, when it got to government or to GRA or to customs, where are the products? They all find themselves back onto the market. So yes, we've been engaging them, and we are hoping that they will up their game for us to fight this illegal menace.
President of the Oil Palm Development Association of Ghana, Paul Kwabena Aminim, after a tour of key processing firms, including Avnash, Ghana Oil Palm Development Limited, expressed frustrations over the growing impact of illicit imports on their businesses. According to the association, continued inaction could undermine investment in the sector and threaten the long-term viability of local production, with wider implications for jobs and the agricultural value chain.
Today, when you go to Kede, they are even fighting GOPDs because they are not buying their fruit. The situation is becoming a national security threat. If government don't know, if this one continue, almost 1 million people will lose their job. That's what we need to think about as a nation. Those who are benefiting, we are telling them, if government doesn't do anything, this is 3 years fight. If government doesn't do anything, we are giving them 14 days. All the GRA offices within our catchment area will bring all the fruit there. Stay there until they solve this problem.
Let's now bring you an update on how the currency is performing on the interbank market. And that's it for Channel 1 Business. I'm Nashika Caesar. Prima, back to you now.
Thank you very much, Na. Let's now do some other stories. Chief Justice Paul Bafo-Boni has cautioned judges against the abuse of judicial power, warning that such conduct erodes public confidence in the judiciary and destroys the hopes of citizens who turn to the courts for justice. He gave the warning at the swearing-in ceremony of 52 newly appointed Circuit Court judges. There is more in the following report by Channel 1 News' Hansen Ajiman.
Addressing the newly sworn-in judges, Chief Justice Paul Bafo-Boni urged them to discharge their duties with integrity, competence, and independence. Clad in wigs and gowns, the judges took the oath of allegiance, the judicial oath, and the oath of secrecy administered by the Chief Justice. The newly appointed judges comprise 40 magistrates who will now be addressed as Your Honor, and 12 legal practitioners from the bar appointed to serve on the Circuit Court bench. The Circuit Court forms a key part of Ghana's lower courts, with eligibility requiring at least 5 years standing at the bar. The Chief Justice described the appointment as a solemn call to duty, urging them to remain above reproach in the exercise of their judicial authority. He warned that any abuse of judicial power would undermine public trust and weaken confidence in the justice system.
Any abuse of judicial authority erodes public confidence and undermines the very foundation of the rule of law. Any litigant who appears before you does not come only with a case. It comes with the hope that is going to achieve justice. As judges, you must be guided by 3 enduring pillars: integrity, competence, and independence.
Meanwhile, President of the Ghana Bar Association, Effutu, congratulated the judges on the appointment and assured them of the bar's continued support as they take up their new responsibilities.
The bar will definitely
be there to support. We know that we shall have a respectful relationship with all of you. We wish you well in your endeavors.
Government is racing against time to prevent more avoidable deaths linked to heart diseases and cardiac arrest as cases continue to surge at the Konfanoche Teaching Hospital. The referral facility has for the past 70 years operated without a catheterization laboratory to treat such conditions. Statistics from the hospital indicate that cases of heart attacks and cardiac arrest have increased by over 250% in the last decade. Channel 1 News' Middle Belt Bureau Chief Hafiz Tijani reports.
On average, 2 to 3 patients report to the Konfanoche Teaching Hospital weekly with heart-related conditions and cardiac arrest cases. Most of these patients are often referred to the Kolebu Teaching Hospital in Accra or sent outside the country for further treatment. This is largely due to the absence of a catheterization cath lab, a critical facility for diagnosing and treating heart conditions and providing interventional cardiac care. Consultant cardiologist at the Konfanoche Teaching Hospital explains how the lack of a dedicated cardiac facility continues to affect patient care.
Just this week alone, there's been 2 or 3 cases that we've had to ship. When we say ship, we have to stabilize this patient and move the patient to a facility in Accra where this intervention can be performed just this week alone. So on a weekly basis, you're getting about 2 to 3. That's the minimum.
The need for such a facility became even more urgent following the tragic death of Dr. Kwame Eduofori, a 47-year-old emergency physician at the hospital who died last year after he had to arrive to Accra due to the absence of the life-saving facility. Construction works have commenced following government intervention through the Ministry of Health and the Ghana Medical Trust Fund to establish a cardiology and interventional center at the hospital. Chief Executive Officer of the Konfanoche Teaching Hospital, Dr. Pakwesi Bedu, says the facility will significantly enhance healthcare delivery and save lives.
It's going to change the way we do a lot of things. Most of these issues or conditions which hitherto may have to be flown to India and US, Europe, now we'll be dealing with them here.
Over 700 pupils in 2 basic schools in the Akachi North District of the Volta region can now heave a sigh of relief after 2 long-abandoned classroom projects were completed and handed over, bringing an end to years of overcrowding and poor learning conditions. At the Ave Jajepe and Ave Seva DA basic schools, a limited classroom space had forced pupils to learn in congested rooms and under makeshift structures, disrupting academic work and affecting performance. Education stakeholders say the new facilities are expected to significantly improve teaching and learning outcomes. Channel 1 News' Volta regional correspondent Desmond Selasiago has more.
More than 700 pupils in 2 basic schools in the Akachi North District of the Volta region are set to benefit from improved learning conditions following the completion of 2 stalled school infrastructure projects. The newly constructed classroom blocks at the Ave Jajepe and Ave Seva DA basic schools are expected to reduce overcrowding and enhance teaching and learning. At the Ave Jajepe DA basic school, limited classroom space had forced pupils to sit 3 to 4 to a desk, with some classes recording up to 60 pupils. Headmistress Mabel Achiagbo says the situation affected academic performance despite repeated appeal for support.
Average class enrollment was 60 plus in each class from B1 to B6. So we tried a lot of alternatives to divide the class into 2. But because of the rain, we couldn't succeed in those alternatives. So we have to send the children back to the overcrowded class.
At the Aveseva DA Basic School, pupils were compelled to study under makeshift structures and were often sent home whenever it rained. With only a 3-unit classroom serving the entire school, Headmaster Johnson Kofi Afugbedo says teaching and learning were severely disrupted.
The school has only 3-unit classrooms with local structures provided by the community. That affects for teaching and learning. About to rain, we have to close the school down because the nature of the classroom is bad.
To address these challenges, the Member of Parliament for Akachinov, Peter Nachukotu, commissioned 2 new 6-unit classroom blocks for the schools. He says the intervention is part of broader efforts to improve education delivery in the district, including plans to provide teacher accommodation to help retain staff.
These projects were started some time ago and got stalled or abandoned. By the close of this year, getting into next academic year, no school or no basic school in Akachinov district should operate under trees or any makeshift classroom.
The Bureau of Ghana Languages is urging stakeholders to make deliberate efforts to sponsor individuals to study local languages in order to ensure the availability of trained teachers for effective teaching in schools. This follows the official endorsement of the Ahanta language into the national educational curriculum. Speaking to journalists, the Executive Secretary of the Bureau, Ebenezer Ahiato, said such efforts would help preserve Ghana's indigenous languages and prevent them from going extinct. Channel 1 News' Ni Aikwe Okain reports.
The Bureau of Ghana Languages on Thursday announced the official endorsement of the Ahanta language orthography for use in educational institutions across Ahanta land. The move follows a comprehensive review of a paper submitted on the Ahanta language orthography, as well as an assessment of the work of the Ahanta Language Project Committee. In an interaction with journalists, Executive Secretary of the Bureau, Ebenezer Ahiato, says measures are underway to produce reading materials for the teaching of the Ahanta language in schools.
We are now going to have what we call the blueprint and proceed from there to develop the textbooks. So that is the first step, and that is the major one, because we are going to use that to develop reading materials for the kids. We are in touch with, of course, the GES, WAEC, NACA, so that at the end it will be examinable. So it's not only that it will be studied, it has to be examinable.
He charged stakeholders to make conscious efforts to sponsor individuals to study local languages in order to ensure the availability of trained teachers for effective teaching in schools.
For us as the Bureau, we respectfully would urge all Ghanaians, the major players, the stakeholders, to make a deliberate effort. You see, all of us are involved because we want to preserve our languages. So if we don't make the effort, because you see, at the end, if there are no teachers to handle the language, I'm sorry, nothing will happen.
The Member of Parliament for Ahanta West, Mavis Kukwabisu, says the Ahanta Renaissance Project has begun rolling out the training of teachers for the Ahanta language across various schools within the constituency.
We recruited some teachers, and then we used the people who wrote the orthography and some teachers who are already into Ahanta to teach them. So more like we trained them to go back into their schools and start teaching the children from KG class 1 and all that. So we did a piloting scheme, or we are still doing it for like about 40 schools in Ahanta West, and it's really working. We have a rich history, culture, everything that is also missing. When you heard me read my state, I mentioned King's name or Anatumfo's name, which is totally lost in the history books, and we need to bring it back. So we need to write history books, we need to write maths books, everything that would help an Ahanta girl or boy to be able to write.
You're still watching the Channel 1 Newsroom. Still ahead. Sports Minister says a review of the Black Stars budget for the World Cup qualifier saved the nation some $700,000. We'll be right back. Do stay.
In a world filled with challenges, we all need guidance, hope, and a lifeline to anchor us.
This is Lifeline, and I'm your host, Fred Crunchy Mensa.
From social issues, relationship challenges, and family matters, Lifeline is here to inspire, uplift, and guide you on your journey.
Where we give you support, where we hold your hand through the valley and through the thick and thins of life.
Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensa.
I welcome you especially to Lifeline.
Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on Channel 1 TV. Let's walk this path together, strengthen our faith, our families, and our lives. Lifeline, because every soul deserves a guiding light. Tune in to Lifeline on Channel 1 TV and let's grow together.
Let's get into the world of sports like never before.
You know how we do it on Fridays.
Join us every Friday at 7 p.m. on 97.3 City FM for Sports Panorama, your ultimate destination for all things sports.
One of the biggest scandals in this country's history. You can't spend 250 million USD and come out with that.
From the thrill of association football to the excitement of basketball, tennis, athletics, and even emerging sports, we cover it all. Whether it's the Premier League or the latest NBA showdown, we bring you the stories behind the stars.
Getting an opportunity to become a national team coach, he should understand the politics around football.
And don't miss the prayer of the rabbi.
Joe was Zebal. How Zebal there? Zebal won Chaboke.
We're not just about the games, we're about the community.
If you are going to be given this kind of treatment, then you need to be that guy. When I look at him play, he is not it.
Or when it's time for Don't Call Me.
Moria picking.
Join the conversation as we connect with fans across the country and beyond. Want the latest updates? Send us your thoughts and we'll feature your comments live on air. And remember, we like to hear your predictions for matches and your thoughts in general. Think you know who's going to win? Let us know.
Big shout outs to my YouTube people.
Tune in every Friday at 7 p.m. only on 97.3 City FM. Sports Panorama, where sports come alive.
Amen.
Sports Panorama, your weekly sports fix. Don't miss out on the action. Sports Panorama, catch the excitement every Friday.
You're welcome back. Up next is Channel 1 Sports with Gabby Ofair. Gabby?
Hi, friends.
It looks like there was a little bit of challenge with the mathematics until it got to the ministry.
I think it's the ministry's job to review the estimate from the FA. And I think in the last 4 games in the World Cup qualifiers, that was done. We had back-to-back press conferences from the minister to give us a breakdown as to what goes where, who is taking what. And I think both parties came into agreement.
At least we are saving some money.
Yeah.
Go on.
Right, let's start off with the Sports Ministry. And Sports Minister Kofi Adam says, reviewing the Black Stars' budget saved the country nearly $700,000 from the 2026 World Cup qualifiers. Now, he disclosed this during a meeting with the Vice President, Nana Jane Opoku Ajiman, at the Sports Ministry, together with Jeffrey President and Dasketo Kreku and NSA deputies all present. Now, the minister says the savings are part of ongoing efforts to ensure transparency and better management of resources for the national teams.
Your Excellency, the Black Stars budget rationalization. We've worked together with the FA to make sure that we rationalize our budgeting and release processes. And this, in a way, have saved close to about 700,000 in 2 games involving the Black Stars. Because in the past, we used to do as a ministry almost about 2 million. But with this rationalization, we are doing 1.3 million for 2 outings of the senior national team. And all these have gone a long way to build confidence. And we did not, the players did not suffer. The technical team did not suffer. They continue to receive, Your Excellency, what is due them, even in these savings.
Away from the sports ministry, Women's Premier League side Epiphany Warriors are aiming for a strong comeback after a challenging campaign last season, which saw them play 5th in the league and bow out of the FA Cup at the semi-final stage. Now, Channel 1 Sports' Pius Asak visited the team during a training session and filed this report.
Established in 2021, Epiphany Warriors have undergone a remarkable transformation, steadily rising through the ranks and refusing to look back. True to their name, the Warriors have fought their way up the women's football ladder in Ghana, clinching several titles in the lower divisions before finally earning promotion to the Malta Guinness Women's Premier League. In their first season in the 2024-2025 campaign, Epiphany Warriors finished 5th and enjoyed an impressive FA Cup run, bowing out only at the semi-final stage. Now, in their second season, the club appears even stronger. After 10 matches, Epiphany Warriors sit 4th on the league table, just 4 points behind leaders Army Ladies. With ambitions of winning their first ever Premier League title and a possible FA Cup triumph to cap it off, confidence is high within the camp. Epiphany Warriors are scheduled to play Hazakes Ladies in the round of 16 of the Women's FA Cup. Second assistant coach Kwame Abuaji expressed strong belief in the team's ability to win the game.
With the help of our head coach, we are tactically ready, and we know we played with them at the league. We lost. So this time around, as we are going there, yes, a revenge, and our motto is no fountain glory is won without a struggle. So we have to struggle, and we know we are going to win this FA Cup. So we are going there with a big motivation and a strategy to mount.
First assistant coach of Epiphany Warriors, Ayu Asari, also spoke about the difficulties involved in managing and organizing young female talents.
So here in Ghana, I think it's not really easy to get female players because most often you find them in go and fetch them, and getting them out of their hometown, bringing them to the city where your club is located is quite difficult. Not all parents want their girl child to play football or leave them from their various towns. So it's a lot of work, especially to when you get them or when you're able to recruit them and you want to gather them or keep them. It's really tough.
Whatever comes next, one thing is clear. Epiphany Warriors are building something that is beginning to take shape. Consistency, determination, and hard work will be key in shaping their season. Reporting for Channel 1 Sports from the Medina Street, I am Pius Asak.
That will be the very latest in the world of sports. I am Gabi Ofer. Back to you, Frema.
Thank you very much, Gabi. And that's how we wrap up. This has been the Channel 1 Newsroom, but do visit our website, channel1newsonline.com, for information on our top stories and more. Subscribe to Channel 1 TV on YouTube for more exclusive video content from Channel 1 TV. Download the Channel 1 TV app on Google Play Store. I'm Frema Eduname. Thanks for watching.